You are not a special and unique little snowflake victim, but you believe that you are, and that society tells you that you are. And I hear you moaning, you're like, no, but I am. I am a special and unique little snowflake victim. You don't know what it's like to be me. You're not a victim. You don't.
Prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you'll never heard a sound like a rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam.
Educational psychologist Dr. Arthur Gates found that humans crave sympathy. The child displays his cuts, his bruises. Adults do the same thing. Adults will mention their bruises, they'll show their cuts, they'll even glorify a surgical operation. All for that little bit of sympathy. You'll see Karens on Facebook checking themselves in at the local hospital. Just like, back again. And then they'll just wait. They'll just wait for like, what's up, Karen? What's up? It's like, yeah, give me that attention, that little sympathy. We all do it. We all do it in some way or form. And as it's human nature, I'm sure you probably got a very good question. You might be asking yourself, if it's human nature, what's wrong with a little bit of sympathy? I'll tell you what. You can identify with that moment. You was a victim, but you are not the victim. You are not a victim. You're much stronger. You're much better than that. In the book, How to Solve Our Human Problems by Gertrude Kelsang Gyatso, I think I'm saying his name right, but I'm probably not. He explains it best. He says, and I quote, "The victim is merely a label, a term in the conventional description of the event, existing in relation to all the other terms, but not referring to anything real and final." I love how he acknowledges the victim merely as a label. We live in a society that is so against labels, yet we take great pride in labeling ourselves and others with the worst label we could ever give anyone. A victim. So we kind of know it's human nature to seek out sympathy from other humans, to like really feed our ego from the attention that we're receiving. And we also understand that our RAS scans the environment to reinforce our beliefs. This is where we're saying, you are the 5 closest people around you. Or, as Les Brown would say, birds of a feather flock together. You hang around with losers and you'll become a loser. Great guy. I highly recommend you listen to Les Brown. But anyway, the point is, if you've got people around you who are telling you a victim, who are reinforcing your belief, this will make it so much harder to break free from this belief. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor from Auschwitz. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Auschwitz for 4 years. And the horrors that he suffered is unimaginable. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, it's like, you'll be shell-shocked. But when you read his story, you kind of think, God, this guy really is a victim. This guy, like, how could you ever be happy? But Viktor E. Frankl found happiness within Auschwitz. He believes that, and I might be butchering this quote, but you can take everything away from a human being, but that last little bit inside of him, that little ball that enables us to choose how we react to an environment, how we react to a moment. Most of our beliefs come from our society, culture, news, or religion. An original idea is rarer than a piece of toilet paper during a pandemic. And that's pretty rare. This is why being a victim is so dangerous. Once you start to believe it, your reticular activation system, your RAS, will act as a filter, scanning the environment for proof to reinforce your new beliefs. If you believe that people are not very friendly, you will look to reinforce that. You're like, well, you didn't say hello to me. Maybe people aren't too friendly around here. If you are told that you are an idiot, and you start to believe that, your reticular activation system, your RAS, will start looking for proof within the outside world. You will walk out the door. You might trip, and you're like, oh, no one else tripped when we walked out the door. Maybe I am an idiot. And the list goes on. So instead of being one of those people who just shout at you and make you feel bad, I'm going to give you some stoic practices that helped me transform from a little beta-ass weak individual like, I'm in so much pain, into the fairly positive person that you see today. So, the first one that I did was what we call a positive reframe. So you're changing your beliefs to slowly change your RAS, your reticular activation system. So whenever you have a negative thought about something or someone, I want you to instantly think of one positive. Marcus Aurelius, one of the old fathers of Stoicism, he says, everything that we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not a fact. So when we see someone who's looking, pretty angry, pretty, not very social, we can still say hello because we don't know. Maybe we're just having maybe they're cold. We don't know. But having all these positive reframes, it will slowly get rid of this little victim mentality. And I promise you, you will start to feel better. Because when you see the world in a positive light, that positive light will shine upon you and you'll feel the glow of, oh God, it's good to be alive. Second thing that I did differently was go against your emotions. Your emotions don't give a fuck what you want to be in life. It does not care. Your emotions are meant to keep you alive. And that's it. So if you're comfy in bed watching Netflix, your emotions won't care about your goals of becoming an astronaut or becoming a footballer, etc., etc., etc. It'll come up with some kind of excuse like, well, you're probably not cut out for it, Those people are cut from a different cloth. And if you even tried, you would fail. Bullshit! If I put a gun to your head, I bet you could do a lot more than what you could do. I bet you could pick up that textbook and read. This is a perspective that helped me apply for university and finish university, because before this belief, I believe I couldn't even do anything. A-levels completely failed. I just thought, well, can't change that. Lies. I could. If you put a gun to my head, I would change pretty quick. I would be passing those exams. Just imagine that you have a gun to your head. Every time you think that you can't, Just imagine there's a gun to your head. Could you do it then? And number 3. Now this sounds a bit woo-woo to many people, and at first it did sound pretty woo-woo to me. But it's meditation. Meditation helps so much. It will help you with your social anxiety. It will help you with depression. It will make you really grateful for what you have. Meditation clears your thoughts, it clears your emotions, and it brings you to the present, the now. Because all we ever have is now. And within the now, there's no suffering. It's just being. Eckhart Tolle, fantastic person, and I 100% recommend his book, The Power of Now. It teaches you to be present. But regardless, if you don't want to do that, you're an idiot. But there's alternatives. There's guided meditations on YouTube that can help you get started in meditation. And this will make your life so much better, so much calmer. And the quality of life will go from to a bit higher, where you're not screaming inside anymore. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something. If you've got further questions, please drop them in the comments below, or send me a private message and I will get back to you. And have a blessed day.
Ik kom la min herre da hing ha was I shung halvai fatain yalla binin gado licking ha see you the bahoro bilimbo ha elim pero go elim bo ha see you the bahoro bilimbo ha